feel fortunate to be in this position because for the people that are sitting at home watching this, I can't thank Planet MicroCap enough or SOFIC for putting this capacity crowd together. When you picture a stadium with 50,000 people going crazy, they have to put a lot of sound effects in this so everybody can hear me talk. So please keep the cheers down until I'm finished. Keep the questions to a minimum. No, this is interactive. If I can get through the content, I'm happy to address any questions. Thank you all for coming. My name is Jim Barrett. I am the CEO of edgeTI, Edge Total Intelligence. We are listed on the Toronto Venture Exchange under CTRL and the Frankfurt Exchange under Q5I. So, without further ado, normal disclaimers. Right about now, you're saying to yourself, I'm interested. I'm here looking for opportunities. I think I've got an opportunity for you that'll make sense. We're an organization that has Tier 1 clients, a Tier 1 management team, and a growing marketplace. And what I'm here to talk about today is, let me explain a little bit in greater detail what those things mean and give you some more information on that. So what does Edge do? What makes you different than someone else? So if you picture in your home, you have remote controls, you have a cable box, you have a sound system, you have different applications that you access to stream or watch TV. And at times, you're going to say, okay, so I input this, it's this application, I got to log in, that application says I need a new password. The password then gets texted to your phone or emailed to you. It takes about 15 minutes, and what you're saying to yourself is, I am fortunate enough to pay all these vendors, yet all I want to do is watch TV. So you can imagine now, you're a large Fortune 1000 company or a large public sector organization. You don't have one or two remote controls. You have 15,000, 20,000 remote controls. It costs you hundreds of millions of dollars per year. And all you want to do is your version of watch TV. You want to know what's going on with the business, what's happening where, and you want the information that's relevant to you so you can make decisions or you can act. If you've seen, I'm sure everybody's seen some, you watch SpaceX launches, NASA launches, you see war room type scenarios where there's all large screens and there's tons of information on those screens. Edge is used to combine and present information like that so people can act on it. Our clients use us for making decisions faster. It's all related to speed. It's speed of reducing costs, do more with less. Speed of making decisions that are impacting revenue. Speed to ensure human safety. So, here is an example of a client of ours that we call it corporate visibility. So what Edge has done in this scenario, again, it's taking information you already have. These are systems that people have in place today. And how do you provide information to an executive team that is able to steer the business? So in this case, Northwind is nearly $1 billion public sector engineering firm, focuses on Department of Energy, environmental geologists, engineers, things like that. At times 4,000 workers in the field. They have 13 business units. So what did Edge do here? Here's an example of visibility for corporate decisions. Tied together HR, financial systems, project management systems. We did this for 4 weeks or less with the client. The client cares and feeds for this system on their own with a person who is part-time dedicated to this. But what did they get after we were done? So what we were able to do is combine HR data with financial data by line of business. They can see profitability. They can see contracts that are outstanding. In this case, this is an organization that fulfills government contracts. They're time sensitive. You have a certain period of performance that you need to fulfill, and after that expires, you can no longer deliver under that contract. So we tie together. In this case, one hard example here, we say $1.5 million in savings. In this case, additional revenue. They have 60 to 80 contracts in the field. They say to those 60 or 80 project managers, who is the most unbilled revenue right now? In the past, they would say, fill out 60 to 80 Excel spreadsheets, send them all back in, analyze it, combine it. The information is often stale because once it's input, if it's inaccurate, that's what people are acting on. They would take a week to 2 weeks to put all this together. We put it because they had Edge. They already had access to the HR system. They already had access to financial project management systems. Within an hour, we put this together. They could see what are the top 10 most unbilled. They could combine that information with their HR information to see who are the resources that could fulfill these works, who are the qualified resources that have the criteria to fulfill. Overnight, we could see, let's apply these resources to these work streams, generating $1.5 million in additional revenue at the end of this 4-week period. So they can also use it for, again, when you have 13 business units and you grow by acquisition, which many companies have these days, what you're seeing is you have 13 different HR systems, or at least 6 or 7. You have many different financial systems, CRM systems. You can't tell what business you have with what customer if you're trying to cross-sell. That's difficult. In integrated companies, one of the reasons that many M&A activities fail. So this is something that inherently our product does, because we're ultimately integrating to the underlying systems, presenting it to the people that need to see the information. When you sign into our product, you're signing into all the underlying products that you normally would access, so you see the information is very specific to you, and it's all in real time. You can interact with it. It goes both ways. If you change something with our system, it'll change it in the source system. So that is an example of how they use real-time information to help corporate performance, corporate visibility. Here's another example, smart cities. I can imagine we've all heard of New York City. In New York City, there is an organization called DOIT, the Department of Information Technology and Telecommunications. For lack of a better word, they're the IT service provider for all the agencies in New York City. What we had done for them, you're fortunate enough to see that this is an example of a war room that I showed you earlier. We are the front end of their 911 call center. They receive 11+ million calls per year. So what does that mean? How do they use our product to cut times to identify and resolve by nearly 50%? How do we do that? So we're monitoring their infrastructure. If there's issues, there are many management components, like I say, 15 different components that tell them what's happening with the communications infrastructure. We tile that together and present it. So if there's an issue, they can see who's being impacted by these issues, solve this problem because it's over here, it has the highest impact, ignore these other things, put it in order of importance of addressing. That's one. The other is people call in and they say, I'm calling from this address, where are the resources? We can help them see, here are the resources that are aligned with the people calling. What has happened at this address in the last 30, 60, 90 days? Are there other people calling? How do we apply medical, first responder, fire, police? Are there things that have happened at this location or this address in the past that the first responders need to be aware of? You can imagine, and if we all watch the news, unfortunately, there's quite a bit of first responders having to act on information that isn't necessarily accurate, and it results in a major threat to human safety. So we're doing not only the technical infrastructure, we're helping with the assignment of resources to the people that are calling in, and they've been a client of Edge since 2013. So that's an example of someone using our product to ensure human safety, saving lives, and solving issues more quickly. All right, so that is 2 examples of how people use our product. What's next? You're going to say, hey, how big is this marketplace? If you look at everybody's probably heard the word digital transformation. If we go larger and say, what is the digital transformation marketplace up till 2025? We're going to say it's IDC quotes $2.8 trillion US dollars in opportunity or spend in the digital transformation marketplace. You break that down a little further. Gartner, as an analyst, says application infrastructure and middleware. The marketplace is supposed to grow from 2020 to $41 billion, making the 4th largest enterprise software segment. Everybody will get a copy of this deck. So get my information. You can review it. If you have questions, we'll address them. The point, though, is the market is growing. The overall market is growing, and the specific market for miscellaneous application infrastructure and middleware, it's also a pretty rapidly growing marketplace. But then you got to look and say, this is great, right? It's a growing market. What does it mean to me? What does it mean to your target marketplace, the people that are buying your product? You look at this chart on the left, statistic would say that we have about 75% right now are saying in digital transformation there is something we need to do, and we don't have a solid plan on what we need to do. So they will acknowledge of the Fortune 1000, 76%, 760 will say there is something we need to do, and we need to come up with a plan on how to do this. Incidentally, the person that is making this presentation has a good idea on how they can solve some of these issues. What are they doing? What are the initiatives of this Fortune 1000 group? McKinsey, PwC, Deloitte, Gartner, BCG, these are all large consulting firms. And what is the feedback that they're getting? What do their executive teams want to see? Corporate visibility, speed, make decisions faster, allow people to bounce back to work from wherever they need to. People want to work at home, people want to work in an office, people want to work wherever. Our product is secure. We're not storing this information. We're presenting it from the source systems. You can interact with it, and it'll go back out. We are often used in zero trust environments for that very reason. Where I came from, where the product came from, was top secret. Zero trust environments was the origin of this product. When I came into the business, it was almost all public sector, which we primarily focused on the Department of Defense. In the past couple of years, we were able to reduce it to about 50-50 of our breakdown of commercial and public sector clients. As I mentioned at the beginning of this presentation, I said we have a unique opportunity because you're not going to find a company in our position that has the client roster that we have. So who are those clients? I think we're being too modest, making we have to make a change to this one because we say top five, top five, top five. Let me be more specific. The number one financial services company in the world, the number one consulting company in the world, the number one communication service provider in the world, the number one healthcare provider in North America, every branch of the United States military, NATO, and some of our allies abroad. So if you speak to someone else during this conference that has a roster like that, or people that they're doing business with, let me know who they are because I want to talk to them as well. Because I think there's some things we can do. What do those mega clients use our product for? Some of the things I talked about earlier: supply chain visibility, business operations visibility, corporate performance, IT operations, call center, DevOps. We can ultimately talk, we can do, one of our challenges, we can do too much. So where my time is spent is making repeatable use cases. These are some of the repeatable use cases we have. Because if you come to someone and say, you lead with, what are the 5 things that are important to you? Sadly, people are very imaginative and they can articulate that as well as we say, for corporate performance, I've done this. These people have 13 individual businesses. I provide this visibility, and we can be done in 4 or less weeks. Doesn't make sense at all. They're the things that our organization is focused on going forward. So again, we like to say Edge helps customers achieve the impossible. And what is that? We connect to what information is relevant to you. We provide it to you in real time, in whatever format you need to see. You need to see on a tablet, your phone, a computer, on a public computer. It's all secure. It can be done anyway. We are done. This is the back end. Not to get technical, the back end of this product is very visual. It has what we call widgets and wizards. You just drag and drop things. You don't need high-level coders. You don't need full-stack developers. That makes it other products that, we want to build and build and build. Our goal is make it very easy to use, make the back end very simple. It continues to provide a low cost of ownership for anybody who wants it. And again, our clients aren't there for the heat and electricity. That's not why they're in business. They're there to reduce costs, increase revenues, or deliver their safety methodology to their constituents in the field. What does this all mean? All right? Where are we today? When I came into the business, it was a perpetual license model, very, very low recurring revenues. What we had done is we moved everyone to a subscription model. We finished the year over 300. We went from $42,000 a month to $305,000 a month, and we expect to grow that again nearly double this year. This is all organic growth. This is not, including acquisitions or other things, exotic things. It's just us delivering the solution. Average deal size is nearly $300,000. Gross margin is 65%. 28 active customers today. I mentioned we're an integration platform. So that means we have a core product, we connect to the products people, our customers own. Today we have 211 different integrations. That actually is probably about 220 right now. But if people have other needs, we can build things fairly quickly within a few days. We can make a new integration, and then we have it on our shelf. As other people need it, they pay for those integrations and that functionality. The other interesting thing, and we'll be having some press about this in the coming months, I'll speak at a high level. We have 3 strategic partners today, is where we're going to be focusing our time in the future. We're still a small organization. I know you're saying to yourself, I find that hard to believe with a roster of clients like this, and a very well-spoken CEO like in front of you today, but yes, it's true, we are a small company. However, we have multi-billion-dollar partners that have tier 1 customers as well. And they're going to say, all our customers, no one is saying, and you yourselves think about it, are you saying, man, if I could just have more information sent my way, my life would be so much better. Think about your email, just information you get. You're just like, I want less choices. I want less options. I want to use what I have to make decisions that can help me. That's what I'm doing. I'm offering people a low-cost way. It's not high risk. What are the alternatives? Try to build something yourself. Build this solution yourself with tons of people with an unknown time to deliver, unknown outcome when you're done, and unknown cost to continue. You can come to me and say, tell me about this. And I'm going to say, we can start small if you need it. We'll start with the way that you can subscribe, and you can grow by users and integrations from that point forward. That's low risk. You're using what you have to deliver. And I'm not coming and saying, hey, spend $20 million, you get rid of everything you have, and 2 years from now, I hope that I'll be done. And then, by the way, to run it going forward, I can't really tell you how many people here. But that's my competition in the field today. These partners, again, are questioned with their clients want more with less. And this is why I'm interested in partners. What are we doing? I was just talking about that. What is our strategy going forward? We got to continue to make this easier to use. It's all about consumption, right? The more people that use it, the more users that get it. We charge a fee for subscriptions, we charge a fee for integrations, and then we charge a fee for users. So the more people that use it, the easier it is to use, the better it is for us. And better it is for our clients. The things that we'll be looking at, again, it's quick start delivery. We questions you may ask yourself. How long does it take for you to deliver this world-changing technology to your clients? We generally do it not exceeding 90 days, 30 to 60 days. The whole deal is, if you have a clear path to the data, it can be done very quickly. The first example I gave was a billion-dollar engineering company with 13 business units, less than 4 weeks. But we got to continue to deliver quickly. And if we're going to look at, we have a average starting deal size of 300,000, but it's limited users, limited integrations, things like that. We got to make something that you can turn up in less than 30 days. It's under $100,000. This provides potentially corporate visibility, but it's smaller, it's more tied down. Then people become consumers. As they become consumers, they say, boy, it'd be great if I could have this information, or the people in credit risk need this information. That's how people grow with products like this. The more information they get, the more information they want. Who are the leaders in this company? Who, so we talked about market, we talked about who buys us, we talked about things we want to do in the future, and you're talking about who are the people here. So, I myself, I've been fortunate enough to work in the technology space for my entire career. I've had a few exits. I've owned both product and systems integration companies that I've sold in the past. As you can see, I've been fortunate enough to deliver some really serious results. Every person that is on this leadership team came in the last 24 months. They have all had experience at small companies and large companies. So they can be large company best practice, but they're not so disjointed that they say, we got to spend $10 million on marketing this thing, or it just won't work. You know, I don't get a lot of people approaching me with that type of question. Throw in a few more examples. Jason James, our CFO. He has been the CFO prior TSXV listed companies, TSX companies based in Calgary. Jack Jarman, Chief Revenue Officer, running sales. He has been at large and small organizations. One of his previous accomplishments, built Botnet from zero in recurring revenue to over 100 million. John Palmer he runs solution delivery, runs delivery of services and product technology enhancements. He worked and ran, multi-$100 million revenue streams for Deloitte in the past, so he has experience with delivering large projects on time, on budget. Nick ran 60 different product management for his prior company, Compicom, a client of ours, and Nick joined us from there. He's been involved in multiple exits in the past, from Red Creek Veritech and Red Siren. He ran all industry technology relations for those firms from a product management standpoint, does that for us. Scott Leslie is our Chief Technology Officer. He is at leadership position at Science. Scott and I worked together in the past at my last company that was acquired. He's also had a leadership position at Windstream. So we have people that are new, yet they've all been here 24 months. We've restructured how we did the product. We've restructured how we license the product. We've moved our product mix from nearly 100% public sector to 50-50 public sector commercial. And we also have an offshore model where if we need economies of scale, we can deliver offshore efficiencies. Here's some information on capitalization, how it looks today. Our stock chart. I know we have a few minutes left. I can talk with anybody after this. I can address any questions now. How do you guys want to go from here? Any questions? We have a minute or so. I can stick around and talk with anybody when they're done. Here's the thing. You can look around at all these organizations. I don't think you'll find another company positioned like Edge that says we've got tier 1 customers. We've got the right model that develops the multiples and valuation for the company going forward. We have a tier 1 leadership team, and we're looking to do more. We got our listing done right before Christmas. We've been in this a little over 90 days, and we look forward to doing more. I appreciate everybody's time today, and I will be here to address any questions anybody has. Thank you.